Abacus originates, its pedigree is from Coopers & Lybrand, goes back to the mid-70s, so sort of 35-year history at this point, which of course became PwC, and then when PwC was required to hive off its fiduciary services as a result of Sarbanes-Oxley around sort of 2000, it became an independent company, managed and still is managed and owned and controlled by the former partners, chartered accountants of what was PwC on the Isle of Man, which continued in a separate vein. It continues now under two central companies, one which provides the core fiduciary services of trusteeship, company administration, yacht and aircraft registration. We assist clients with bespoke type solutions for crafting structures which will suit their specific needs. It could be of any nature, liquid, investable or non-investable assets. And of course on my side, the fund administration business, we provide the full range of fund administration services to a wide range of fund clients. The clients range really. We have the semi-retail type fund format with up to 7,000 shareholders, which we obviously takes up a large amount of administration, but it's through our automated system. We use Abacus, which is one of the more favourable systems that is available at the moment. And we also look right to the other end of the spectrum, where we're providing services to a private equity type structure with just a very minimal, closely held group, but again, significant assets. And through to the startup and incubation type managers with smaller numbers of assets looking to really establish in the industry. On the fund administration side, of course, we did look at Dublin and Luxembourg, but for a variety of reasons to do with cost efficiency, ease of setup, flexibility of the regulator, all which still retain access into Europe. Malta is by far the closer alliance with our existing business. Malta, as opposed to the offshores, of course, is an EU domicile, and it's becoming more widely known as a fund jurisdiction. It doesn't compete currently in terms of numbers with Dublin and Luxembourg, but because they are the more established jurisdictions, the costs are significantly higher. To establish a fund in Malta can be roughly 40 to 50% of the cost of a similar opportunity in Dublin or Luxembourg. Conversely, on the offshore side, although we will continue to provide offshore services, the impact of the EU fund directive, the current Alternative Investment Fund Management Directive, will be at some point when it's finalised to constrain the way that managers operate in relation to EU investors. Being inside the EU gives us the ability to have access to both clients who will seek to work with EU investment companies, EU investors, as well as those who will continue to use the offshore arm effectively for further afield. We're a small to medium-sized administrator, so whilst we do have a couple of large clients who've grown with us over a longer period of time, as the industry, as with all financial aspects, has gone through a period of downturn, now that there will be hopefully some green shoots coming through, new funds will be established, then the focus will be on working with startup managers who are looking to incubate new funds, and essentially will work more closely, or we'll be able to provide a more bespoke and tailored service than the larger industry names who prefer for things to work really to a pre-format, a sort of production line scenario, and will only provide services to certain types of funds, or perhaps if it was a bank, for example, would also require that they perform the custody on the fund. And conversely, we will work with clients to tailor a structure which suits their needs rather than making them fit into our pattern. Across the breadth of asset types, effectively we don't preclude anything. The service we provide as administrator is accounting, it's share registration, it's corporate secretarial services. So administrators do focus on, for example, private equity or liquid assets. We can provide that, and we certainly have the experience and the skill set to do that. But moreover, the incubation, the startup managers are looking for a flexible solution which provides the services we provide at an affordable cost. One of the reasons that having a foothold in Europe has given us the ability now to target clients who may require a structure which will benefit from having both an offshore and an onshore mirror, again to access the specific investors who will apply under each regime. In terms of growing the business, it also of course ultimately will provide us with a complete contingency platform whereby we'll be able to switch funds administration between the two offices if necessary, and certainly provide again a dual training ground for staff. We'll be using the same system across both offices and already have in place the VPN type network which allows us to operate the administration side of the business from either site, and it to be provided to the client directly at source at Malta or the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man will still be important for those clients who wish to access the offshore route to market, and we do intend to create additional platforms and products which will provide a competitive edge for the Isle of Man against our peers in the offshore region.